guys and gals, now we're here from Drake Wayne Gaming. It's of Mount Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Conway, Wolf's Path. So let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. Alrighty. With a sigh, you steel yourself to heed Arthur's advice and return to your duties, determined to keep your focus and prove your dedication. You turn away from your view of Arthur, retaking a spot at the helm, and head back across deck. Your steps lead you back to Jillian and Wolf, who were still more or less dutifully swabbing the deck, having made quite some progress since you left them earlier. You walk past them to grab your holy stone before you join up with them again. Yo, made it back? Just in time for the ship's bell to signal the end of the morning shift. Of course, you've got impeccable timing. Ah, well, certainly not going to complain about a break. Do you two have any plans for it? Staying as far away from you as possible. Does that count as a plan? So, you're just going to stay on ahead all day and watch the others take a dump? Gladly, if those are my two options. We didn't have to help with the attack right now, did we? Because of the damage? Julian leans against the shroud at the side of the ship, holding on to one of the rat lines that run across horizontally. Correct. I suppose we'll have to do that later when they've got things back in order again. And, Wolf, we're going to be here for what, another almost 2 months? Do you really want to hide away every time we have a break? Come on, you play dice? With you? Wolf raises a brow, but doesn't immediately dismiss the suggestion. With me. I brought some with me, no bets or anything, just for the sake of it. The lizard waits patiently for his answer, and Wolf does take his sweet time with it. He takes the holy stones from you and Julian, placing them neatly in the bucket before he hauls it off to a safe place to the side and ties it securely. You know what, Lizard? Fuck it. Maybe you have a point. I haven't had a good game in a long while, and I think I could use one. Count me in. Julian balls a fist in celebration and points at you to see if you're in as well. What do you want to do? Join them. You consider your options for a moment or two, but figure that Samuel would probably just like a bit of peace and quiet for his recovery right now. Sure, I'm in. Once more, Julian's fist of joy appears, overjoyed that he managed to convince not just one, but both of you. The three of you head for the stairs, past members of the other half of the crew who are preparing to take over. With half the crew busy, it seems easier to find a table than during dinner time. You three secure one that's held aloft by ropes to counteract the sway of the ship, the surface of which is rather crudely finished wood. I'll be right back. Just gonna get the dice. He spins around, his tail almost slapping you as he does, and off he goes to where you stored his belongings. You hold onto the rope of the swinging table and slide yourself along the bench on the opposite side of the table from Wolf. The black canine rests both his arms on the table and looks after Julian. Soft blue light comes streaming in through the port opening to give his side a rather beautiful soft sheen, along with a refreshing bit of breeze from outside, something that is desperately needed below deck. The silence between the two of you lasts for a while until you break it to try to ease the awkwardness. Wasn't so bad then, was it? What was? Wolf answers without taking his eyes off Julian at the back of the deck. The morning shift, I mean. The canine simply stays quiet and doesn't engage with your small talk beyond a brief glance at you. You let your claws trail through the rough grain of the table while you wait. Thankfully, soon enough, the sound of Julian's voice breaks the awkward wait as he sits down beside you on the bench. Taking you. Water time. Ah. Found him! He casually flicks a small leather pouch onto the table, which lands with the rattle of the dice inside. Any preference for a game? Hazard? Raffle? Hazard is my vote. Sure, hazard's good. You nod in agreement and watch as Jillian picks 2 dice from the pouch. They were simple wooden dice, no paint, not even to mark the carved pips. Looked like they could have even been made by Julian himself. He set them in front of Wolf, who was happy enough to start with the first roll. A bit of a gambler then, Wolf? Is that what brought you here? Gambling debts that left you in nothing but rags? Come on, Rags. It's a normal shirt. The dice lands on 6 as Wolf rolls his mane, accompanied with a scoff at Julian's comment coming from the canine. I don't really care what Fancy Boy thinks about how I dress, and I'm not stupid enough to get caught up in games to that degree, no. But betting on a good bottle of wine as the sun sets behind the tree line? Now those are some memories. Naturally, I won that bet. Maybe if I hadn't, I wouldn't remember it so fondly. Another roll follows, a chance 10 at first, sending him hunting for another 10 now, though the next roll comes up as an 8. Well, no such luck just yet, it seems. What wine was it? Wolf scoops up the dice again, prepare for the next roll. Fuck if I know. All I know is that it tasted good and got me drunk. Such a connoisseur. If you could bet it on expensive wine, you must have done pretty well back then. The dice roll again with a hollow wooden clacking. If you take me for one, then I honestly don't know what to tell you, and, well, I had my ways. Had your ways? I suppose I'm not the only one who breaks into someone's food stock to gorge myself all night long. Nothing ever that childish, no. 10, much to Wolf's delight. There we go. Maybe we should bet something after all if it's gonna go like this. Not me. I've got nothing to bet. Let's keep it friendly for now. Maybe another day when your luck is worse. Wolf chuckles and collects the dice again. This time, however, he pushes them across the table to you instead. You take them and roll for your main. Twice in a row, you come up with invalid rolls until you manage to roll an 8. What did Arthur want from you anyway, James? Wolf lifts a paw to rest his head on his knuckles as he watches you roll. I don't know. He just seems to see me connected to all problems somehow. Like I'm the cause of everything that goes wrong. A subtle, what you assume may be a sympathetic growl comes from him in response. I don't like him. I just can't quite make heads or tails of what he's on about. My father told me a little bit about him. He was a captain in the military, very well regarded, and my old man was over the moon that I would serve under him. Julian rests his head on the palm of his hand. So he has the credentials. But from everything I've seen so far, I'm not sure if they aren't different Arthurs are talking about. Wolf reaches across the table and gives your paw a light nudge with his own. Roll the stupid dice, will you? Hey, my dice are not stupid. Be careful what you say, you won't be allowed to use them anymore. Second now. Coffee time. You do as you are told and try to de-escalate the moment by throwing your next roll. But no luck, nor do you have much on that roll after that. As if that's a threat. I've got all the winning cards in my hand here, Lizard. Either I get to enjoy some dice, or I get to enjoy peace and quiet while you're busy far away from me. The smirk on Wolf's face was impossible to miss. His head tilted in your direction to give you a good chance to see the teeth gleaming past his lips. Certainly better cards than you, boy. One more roll, let's see if you've got it, or if perhaps Arthur's right and we'll have to start avoiding you. He'll get it this time. Oh, he absolutely will not, Lizard. You pick up the 2 dice again and let them go for your third and potentially last roll. What's the outcome of your roll? Make it a winning one. A winning roll. Luck is on your side after all. You smirk back at Wolf and pass the dice over to Julian. There's a lot of luck bundled up in this cat, I'll have you know. Maybe I'll have to watch you instead and try to avoid you crossing my path. Isn't that saying about black cats? You can barely contain your wide grin as you try to make sure not to stumble over your words and mess up the next sentence. Well, perhaps I wouldn't have confused it if he wasn't such a pussycat and bet against me. Wolf raises his hands defensively and leans back on the bench. Whoa, when did you grow some teeth? Don't get cocky now just because you've won out once. Rest assured, I still have plenty of instinct left when it comes to fighting cats if I have to start teaching you some manners. Wolf teases you with the smirk still present from before, and as always, it is difficult to judge just how serious he is about it. Come on, Jules, your turn. Julian stops in his tracks and scans Wolf with a questioning look. Did you... Don't make it weird right away, will you? You look back and forth between the two of them until the sound of the dice draws your attention. It takes a second try, but in the end, Julian lands on a 7 for his main. Well, let's see how your luck stacks up to his. 7 is my lucky number, so I don't have any doubt. His scale-covered hands reach for the dice again as he prepares for the next roll. The throw sends the dice across the table, one of them with so much momentum that it was sent right off the table. You try to catch it in mid-flight, but all you manage to do is knock it back into the air in an even wider arc. Was that enough to get you overexcited? With a little more feeling next time. Ooh. You go after the die and get down on your knees to collect it, and in the process apparently provide the two of them with a pretty pleasant sight. Second, y'all, it is coffee time. Alright, y'all, and we are back. Okay. Maybe I should toss them on the deck a little more often if you go after them so eagerly. Wolf joins the appreciation with a chuckle, and when you turn around to hand the die back to you, you both notice their eyes are firmly trained on you. Aren't you two a curious bunch? I just had to make sure you wouldn't nick my die. Wolf, though, he was staring at your ass. Teeth fletch past the wolf's lips as he quietly turns to Julian, giving him a cold glare. I guess that's fine. What am I gonna do, tell him off? He motioned to Wolf, who sat there looking like a fitting degree of annoyance and anger was bubbling just beneath the surface. Is that the trick? Be gruff all the time, and then I get to stare at your backside all I want? You sit back down and with a shrug and give the die back to Julian, who immediately goes for a repeat roll with a little more feeling this time. Works for him. For you, though, I do like your cute approach. A 4? Well, so much for your lucky number. Julian immediately leans over the table to collect the dice again with an uncharacteristic grumble coming from him. You just wait. It's just charging and lulling you into a false sense of security. And then when you think the time is right, luck strikes. The dice roll again, and... 12. Not much signs of your luck so far, is there? You sure you don't feel like betting something? Because I do feel rather like pulling something from your pockets. The teasing smirk on Wolf's muzzle showed its full effect, with Julian thinking long and hard as if he should push for a bet. The fife? Wolf recoils on the bench. Fuck no! I'm not putting up a gift as a wager. Buy your own damn thing. Do we really want to start involving valuables? I thought we decided on it being just for fun. Just don't get involved then. I have to teach him a lesson, though, about how about a favor, then? The winner gets to have one favor to call up from the loser. A dare or something, as long as no valuables are involved. It sounds harmless enough to get you in as well. A dare? You really are a damn child, you know that? Wolf leans back, raises his paws, and shrugs dismissively. Fine. Have it your way. Julian turns to you to search for your answer with a glint of a smirk that suggests that he already has something planned. Should you really get involved? Not sure we can really have a fair bet with the three of us. Do we just pick our numbers and go for one roll? And the winner is on whichever the number belongs to that it lands on? Sounds good enough for me. Sounds good. What do you say? Are you in, James? Do you join the bet? Yee, girl. Alrighty. Join that bet, yes. Count me in as well. I'll even be the one who only gets 3 of the possible numbers. Some risk just adds to the fun. Plus, I'll win anyway, so what does it matter? Julian responds with a playful push against your shoulder and a welcoming laugh. As if, but it's cute that you actually believe you're going to win. Right? So, do you want 2, 3, and 4? I'll go for 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and Wolf gets the rest up to 12. Both you and Wolf give him an affirmative nod, and with a last glance he makes sure neither of you nor Wolf have anything more to say before he rolls the dice across the table with a flick of his wrist. With something on the line, all of a sudden they appear to roll in that much more of a dramatic fashion, dancing from one of their edges until the next. Tagging you. Coffee time? Oh boy. Delicious. Okay. They land on 3. Lucky you! With a jubilant smile, you lean back, hands behind your head as you bask in the moment. Wow, on the first try, too. What was that again? Good try, though, Jules, but perhaps you should switch up your lucky number. He waves you off and dejectedly lets his head drop. Yeah, just rub it in. You got lucky once, don't think too highly of it. However, a deal's a deal. He turns to the side, grabbing his dice as he looks over at you. So, you got anything in mind for us? Hit us with your best shots. Or your worst. You sit back and think. You hadn't really considered what to do if you won until now. A few possibilities rush into your mind. What do you ask of Julian? I want to hear something stupid or embarrassing that happened to you. Julian, you seem like the guy that's been involved in a lot of stupid or funny things. Or both. Tell us one. I'm not sure if that's a compliment, but I'll take it as one. Though. Funny or stupid? Or both. Mostly stupid, I think. Julian quiets down, thinking. The lizard then perks back up, looking between you and Wolf with a smile. I think I've picked something sufficiently entertaining and highbrow for you two gentlemen. You laugh a little while Wolf just scoffs. Yep, just a regular few gentlemen around the table, all of us as high class as can be. Julian nods along, then crosses his arms theatrically, suddenly looking serious and deep in thought. I'll bring you back to 4 years ago, an incredible caper, a plan that was in the work for weeks, the culmination of diligent, long hours of work. Wolf groans. Get on with it. Stop grandstanding and we'll be here till dinner. Alright, y'all. I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all if I do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cage Silverman. Thank you going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thanks to our 3 gold tier patrons, Ziki, Toby, and Blue Wolf Alpha. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our Safe for War contents as little as $5 already. I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!